Number 3, 3 students solved the equation 2 times 3x minus 8 is equal to 3x in different ways, but each student arrived at the correct answer. Select all of the solutions that show a correct method for solving the equation. All right, so it says, let's see what's correct. Okay, so what this person chose to do is they wanted to get rid of, for A, they decided they wanted to get rid of the 2 that was on the outside of the parentheses, so they multiplied by the reciprocal on both sides. And that's a pretty good way to do that as well. So what they did is they got rid of that, so these, the 1/2 and the 2, canceled each other out because it just would become 1 because half of 2 is 1. So they're left with what's inside the parentheses, which is 3x minus 8, and then half of 32 is 16. They would have then added 8 to both sides and then divided both sides by 3 and come up with 8 as the solution. So the person who did A did a great job, and they did solve it correctly. So A is a correct way to do it. B, student B decided, it looks like student B added 2 and 3, just combine those two to make it 5x, but that's not how that works, because if you're distributing something, that means that you're multiplying the outside number to everything inside, and it looks like student B just added 2 and 3 and got 5x and just so happened to get the correct answer because it worked in this situation. But this is definitely not the correct way to do it. So when you see a number attached to the parentheses or to a variable, that means that you're multiplying here. You're supposed to multiply, not add. So student B is not correct. That's not a correct way to do that. Student C, what did they do? It looks like they just went ahead and distributed fully. So they did 6x, which is 2 times 3x, which is 6x, minus 2 times 8 is 16. And then they divided everything by 6 because they wanted to go ahead and simplify. They wanted to go ahead and simplify or get x on a side by its, or get x all by itself. And I mean, that's a way to do it, but that's a very odd way to do it, because if you end up doing that, then you'd have 16 divided by 6 is equivalent to 2 2/3, and then 32 divided by 6 is equivalent to 5 1/3. So then what you could do is you would add the 2 2/3 to it, and you would get your 8. So you could do it like student C chose to do it. That I wouldn't really advise you to do that, because a lot of people might forget this step here. They might just divide the variable term by the coefficient and just forget about the other term that's on the same side. So student C is technically correct in what they did. It's just a roundabout way of going about it. So, but they are correct. So we can go ahead and say that students A and C both solved it correctly, but student B definitely did not.